All right. First of all, pay no attention to the fact that it said the kind of daily show with Barrett, Gruber, and Bill Kimler.
I'll be
Uh,
Bill today.
when I decided, or when I messaged you yesterday, it was after having spent a few hours at the big what is it, the big plant expo down there at the state fairgrounds, and I had not given any thought to the fact that what was going to display on the splash screen was not your name, but was Bill Kimler's. So,
I wish I would have known you were at the big plant expo. I would have
oh,
asked you to see if they had any aquatic plants.
I imagine they probably do. The Big Plant Expo, of course, going on at the State Fairgrounds down in Columbia, South Carolina. I have trained myself to not say the State Farmers Market over the course of the last several weeks, because during the episode that I did with Rachel and Renee for the Big Plant Expo at the State Fairgrounds, I said the Farmers Market over and over and was corrected
Oh,
many, many times. But you know
no
what?
fairground.
It wouldn't be this show if it weren't for the fact that Barrett's going to fuck up some things when he says them. So I'm gonna even try and give our opening a shot this morning.
Oh,
Good morning. It's Saturday. Welcome everyone to the All About Nothing podcast, Saturday kind of daily show. I am Barrett Gruber. This is Zach King. We are the hosts of the All About Nothing podcast. You can find us on social media by clicking on our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com, or you can follow me at Barrett Gruber. You can follow Zach at Garnet King 07. We are here on a Saturday morning, sort of a special treat for, I want to say you all, but I'm going to say me and Zach as well, because holy shit, it's been absolutely an insane week
it
in
has.
politics and news. And unfortunately, Zach and I have guests scheduled out the next 3 weeks that have literally nothing to do with anything news or politics. And that is disappointing for a lot of, I guess it's mostly disappointing for us. Now, Bill Kimler and I get to do the Tuesday, Thursday morning shows where we get to kind of keep up to date on a lot of things if we choose to. I know that Tuesday's episode is probably going to be Bill confessing his love for the Fantastic Four movie
Yeah,
that just
I was
came
gonna
out.
bring that up just real quick.
No, no, please.
Bill's shit all over Superman. That's universally loved. And I just saw where he professed how much he liked the Fantastic Four movie over the Superman movie. And I've heard nothing but the Fantastic Four has been meh, okay. So is
Really?
Bill a hipster? Is that
he
what's happening?
he might fall into so Bill is on
Is he
our
here?
Bill is on
Is
our
he here?
Instagram right now. uh and Bill, I'm just going to tell you, you have all of the equipment necessary to jump into this conversation if you wanted to. But you Bill did dismiss Superman, and he did text me yesterday afternoon that he really did enjoy the Fantastic Four movie. So I haven't seen Fantastic Four yet. I'm hoping that I'll get to see it some point here in the next, I don't know, few
Maybe we have
days.
a link we could find.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
That's what I would prefer,
right.
because I know that Fantastic Four is going to be an extremely popular movie, and I know that there are going to be a lot of people in the movie theater, and nothing sets off my social anxiety. Uh, just intense like hate for people is when I'm sitting in a movie theater and there's no like, and I think one of the things that wasn't under Biden that we came up with they came up with the airplane code of ethics, or the rule of ethics on how customers are treated and whatnot. I think that there needs to be a movie theater code of ethics, and that means
Oh,
stay
you
in
were
your
gonna
seat.
brandish a gun on some people at one time.
Look, yeah, that's grandfathered in. That was prior to, and I wasn't going to
I said
brandish.
quiet up front.
I was
Yeah.
it was brandish. I was brandish, and it falls way outside of the
Oh,
the realm in which I could potentially be prosecuted for. And honestly, it would have been deserved. It would have been deserved. They were awful. Like it was.
I don't know what happens to you at a movie theater. You must have the worst luck because I really want to see the movie too, and I might just bring 2 4-month-olds and a 4-year-old into the theater.
Give me a heads up when you're going, and I'll make sure that I am.
You won't be there.
I won't be at that particular showing.
I would never. I don't want to do that, and I don't want to see that movie that much.
Okay, so just to name some of the pet peeves I have. First one, people pulling out their phones and not even paying any attention to the fact that the entire room is dark, but they'll pull out their phones and they'll have it on the brightest fucking settings. So
Yeah.
like so like and it doesn't have to be even directly in front of me. It could be like 10 rows in front of me, but all of a sudden somebody pulls out their phone and it's wah. It's like, why?
Yeah.
That wasn't necessary. People that don't turn off the ringers or the sounders.
He
showed up. And he had to get in the car. I have to believe we are going to get a litany of slurs and
slurs.
Hey, good morning, y'all. This is Hipster Bill joining you live on a Saturday morning.
Bill, Zach wants you to defend yourself in your Superman.
Yeah,
review.
I don't understand the hate for Superman. Besides, you said he gets his butt kicked. I mean, he wasn't the Superman of no one can hurt me, but I thought it was fantastic.
He wasn't Zack Snyder's Superman.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't think Zack Snyder's Superman was all that great. I mean, and Superman screaming Martha at each other was like the lowest point in the DC universe.
Agreed.
But still, I enjoyed those movies more than I enjoyed this Superman. I just maybe I am old man yelling at the sky. Maybe you're totally right. I was bored by it. I was thinking that Crypto Dog was the stupidest thing that ever put on film. Save that for the Saturday morning cartoons. That does not deserve to be on the big screen.
I thought he was wonderful.
Nope.
A part that I heard that we could agree on are Ma and Pa Kent, the geriatric version of this. Like there was
that Ma and Pa Kent looks like. Have you seen those AI generated MAGA clips where they just show like the overweight red hats picking in the fields, or just kind of shooting themselves in the foot? That's exactly what I thought I was watching in that film. It was something AI generated.
The fact that I left whenever the scene was gone from Ma and Pa Kent, I'm like, I hope they're okay. Like they shouldn't be alone. And then the mom being mean to the dad, like, why is he crying? He's just a big baby. I was like, well, he's old and emotional.
But Barrett, going back to your other point about movie theater etiquette, man, that's why I hopped on. I hopped on as soon as you started talking about that, because I was fortunate that I went to a matinee showing of Fantastic Four yesterday, and it was just me. I loved it. I was the only one in the theater.
Oh, wow.
And that's despite Fantastic Four having a bigger opening day than Superman did, by the way. Here in Greenwood, I got to have the theater to myself, and it was delightful.
See,
I went and saw Stephen King's It. Remember when that came out? And there was a family that sat in front of me that brought their 3 and 5-year-old kids to that film.
I don't want to point
out
the obvious.
What the hell? They were crying because they were scared throughout the whole thing.
I don't want to point out the obvious, but it's entirely possible that Bill could be referring to the 1980s It.
No. That was TV only. I was talking about the 2017.
That is true.
So
to look at the bright side, though, Bill, you get to see a core memory be made.
No,
I saw a kid heading into therapy or jail.
or therapy. Yeah, therapy or jail for sure. No, so in looking at like the available times, one of the things that I do like with some of these big movies that movie theaters, when these big movie theaters movies come out, the movie theaters will always they will always add like very early matinee times. In fact, so Friday, I am off work from every Friday through the end of the fiscal year. So Fridays in August I'm off. So I
Must be
started looking
nice.
at movie times for next Friday, and 9 a.m. is the earliest movie time that I can actually go see the Fantastic Four. So I'm thinking that's potentially what I'm gonna do, because one, I can get my senior citizens discount because I buy it online. On top of that, it's matinee price. So, it's a win-win. And hopefully
I
there's not gonna
saw
be anybody there.
I saw Batman versus Superman at 9 a.m.
That's
because
not bad.
it was when I was managing that Goodwill, and I was like, I'm gonna see this before I go to work, and I just woke up early and was like, what's the earliest ticket I can get here?
Holy crap. When did Batman versus Superman uh what that was
It's
the
like
lead, the first, was that
2015.
was it 2015? Man, it
Yeah, I
feels like
think
it was
so.
more recent than that. Hey,
Yeah,
Chef
that's
Hector's on Instagram. He said good morning. Chef Hector, good morning.
let
Um
me see.
it is.
Well,
2016.
gentlemen, I'm going to leave you to your show. I got a bolt,
Thanks,
but
Bill.
thanks for letting me insert
I'll
myself into your world.
I will see you Tuesday morning, Bill, and then next Saturday, of course, the Greenwood County Democratic's Saturday morning monthly breakfast, and
Monthly
I will
birthday.
be there for that too. All right, thanks, Bill.
Good to see you,
So,
Bill.
All right,
um,
see you.
so
See you,
Bill
Zach.
Kimler, of course, you can follow him at politicalbillsc across all of social media. He is there, speaking truth to the void. To be completely honest with you, it's kind of like what I feel we do a lot of the times. We're just speaking truth to the void.
Batman v Superman 2016.
Good night. That
And
is,
that must have been like maybe what release? I'm trying to think when its release was.
I don't know, that's just
March of 2016.
that is
March 20.
incredible to me that that was 2016.
Almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. And like I still see people pull clips out of it. I still see
It's
clips.
really good in parts, and then towards the end, you're like, this didn't land.
Um yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have like a bad opinion about it. I again, so this is and just to give a very quick sort of explanation. I enjoy movies. I don't care if they're bad movies or if they're great movies. I'm not going to go like, okay, I'm obviously going to not go watch I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm not going to see that.
Yeah,
I'm probably not going to see the Final Destination movie. I thought
I don't
those
know who
were
that's for.
great question, because it's definitely not for Gen X. I don't think it's for the millennials.
So I get Final Destination. I know who that's for. But
That's for the
what
betas,
I
right?
know what you did last
That's for the
summer.
alphas and the betas, right?
I guess.
The alpha beta generations, not the actual alphas and betas, because or whatever that is. I know beta
Is that
means you're
who's there?
weak, alpha means you're strong. Is that correct? Am I right in that?
Oh yeah, but then they said that's not even a real thing. So I don't
Yeah.
know. If I ever meet somebody who referred to being an alpha and or a beta, I walk away from that person.
I'm just going to put this out there also. As a guy that works in software, alpha, that's not the one you're publishing.
No,
Beta, you're
beta.
probably also not publishing.
Nope. But beta's closer to publishing than at least you let people test your beta.
That's true. I feel like this could be innuendo. Zach, you got anybody testing your beta right now? Anyway,
Testing my patience.
That's also a fair thing. So obviously it's been kind of a crazy week in the political sphere.
Well, I caught that new South Park last night.
So you did watch it?
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was as good. I thought the last few seasons, maybe 2-3 seasons, the last 2 or 3 seasons were a little weaker for me.
Yeah.
I didn't find them to be quite as entertaining, but I think that's because, and I thought about it. I think that the environment that we were in under Biden was not quite as tumultuous. I think that it was a little calmer, and the result of that is we had a South Park that hit more on maybe some of the social issues rather than attacking like Biden for being old or Biden falling off a bike or whatever. I think that was I think that it was the environment wasn't quite what South Park needed to be entertaining. But this episode was, I mean,
Yeah. They went back to the
chef's
well for some
kiss.
stuff, and it was very much classic South Park,
Yeah.
with the obvious tie that Trump was Saddam,
Yeah.
basically.
It was the same voice. It was the same mannerisms.
Relax, baby. Yeah.
Come on, guy. Because so all of the things they were inferring about Donald Trump in the episode, I feel like so obviously the tie is to Saddam Hussein, who was a dictator. Now South Park is acknowledging Donald Trump's dictatorship, his fascism. I think that they were also, I think they were implying that this particular version of Donald Trump in the South Park multiverse is a
Yeah.
Canadian.
Well, that's just the way they had Saddam talking too. But
Yeah.
the fact that they bust into Mr. Garrison's room, a house, and they're like, "Well, if you're here, who the hell's in the White House?"
That's not
And
what
then
they
it was,
said. Hard F, hard R.
yeah, yeah, I know, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
You can
was
say that now, yeah,
well.
yeah,
So and okay, so the Daily Show, Monday's Daily Show after Monday's Daily Show, Jon Stewart, at least online. I don't know what it was on the. I don't know what it was on the broadcast, the cable broadcast, but online, watching it on YouTube replay. I think the word "fuck" was said probably just shy of 30 times. Literally, they had a song at the end of the Daily Show with a small group choir singing with Jon Stewart, telling Paramount to go fuck itself. Like
like unedited.
unedited, not bleeped, nothing.
Even if you were watching it on like cable on
Well,
Comedy
so that's what I'm
Central.
saying. I'd have to. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at the cable broadcast of it, but at least on YouTube, and even on YouTube,
Yeah,
normally they'll bleep it out. They'll bleep
I was
out
about
the
to
F
say
word.
that would be a litany of just unbearable beeping noises if you if you were watching it on cable. I don't know,
it
man.
it was
In the
very
UK, they
entertaining.
do that.
Yeah, well, because it's just a word.
Yeah.
It's like so many other words, but
The
I
UK
so
baffles me because you can't even talk about the political system as a citizen over there.
you
Can't
can't.
criticize.
Okay, gotcha.
Listen to Marsh whenever he joins, like he was on
Yeah,
Skeptocrat.
I do remember that.
He won't say it, but like Heath will jump in. He's like, "I'll say it."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
so
be clear, this is not Marsh saying it. It is Heath Enright, the guy from where's Enright from?
Michigan, or he's
Michigan,
in Michigan. Yeah,
Deer Plains or Deer whatever, Deerlick. Anyway, yeah.
Dearborn.
So it was really so South Park also had the F word many times. And uh, I don't know if that's because it was also being broadcast on Paramount Plus, which is a streaming service that,
Well, they showed Dong.
yeah, okay. That, well, so they showed a cartoon version of a very, very tiny little wee wee. And then the PSA they did at the end of the episode where you can only see a little bit over Donald Trump's belly, just kind of stick.
You could do it, Donald. Yeah.
I and then
So, do we think that was all AI?
no. I think they actually had an actor. I think they had an actor do
And
that.
they just AI'd his face on.
Maybe they may have AI his face, or they may have, there are a lot of people out there that kind of give off a Trump vibe when you look at their face.
Dude, he looked just like him.
All you really got to do is throw a wig on there and apply some bronzer, and you only apply it when he got naked. Like, you could tell the bronzer was just on the face, so it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
orange
yeah.
face, uh
Pale white body.
clearly German, Irish, or Scottish descent body, and the Scottish body that's been eating nothing but fried ho-hos. 'Cause, like,
It was so funny, but the real Trump would have just sat there and been like, "Someone help me!
yeah, yeah. Why?
Who walked
Why?
through the desert for you?"
God has failed me.
Dude, when they had Jesus on there, he's like, "Can you guys shut the fuck up?
Yeah,
They're gonna sue us.
that was
I
great.
don't want to be back in schools." Yeah,
That was great. That it was just a really good episode.
PC principal was what he turned into. What he still kept the acronym, but it was like preacher.
Pure Christian principle,
Yeah,
or something
something
like
like
that. Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and they called him out for it too,
Yeah,
because
yeah. Like, what the hell are you doing?
you saw a lot of people make that same sort of transition. It was like, yeah, uh that they embraced this Christian view, because and maybe it's because Donald Trump opened the door. Donald Trump is such an imperfect uh human being. He lacks so much uh authenticity, just like ethics. He lacks like any
Yeah.
humanity.
He feels like
So
somebody who'd be friends with like Jeffrey Epstein, just pulling a name out the ether.
I could not remember the name of Stephen Hawking's earlier.
Yeah.
And I did want to ask you about this. There seems to be this growing
Sentiment,
sentiment. Yeah, sentimentism isn't a word.
cinnamon. Yeah.
Cinnamon, yeah, answer it on the poll. Um, Sentiment that Democrats didn't want anything to do with the Epstein case, or liberals didn't want anything to do with the Epstein case, because there was a fear that their leaders were going to be on it. The Bill Clintons, the Bill Gates, the Hawkings, the basketball players that have liberal ties or whatever. And I really want to settle that. I
I
just,
don't think there's any there's any merit to that.
no, there isn't, because I don't care who's on the list. If they're on the list, or if they are on a list, if this list exists and they are on a list, I absolutely think that those people should be prosecuted for whatever crimes they came out with. Now, as of this morning, I've seen news reports that said that there may be a pardon on the table for Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's so fucking dirty because Trump's lawyer went and spoke with her.
Yeah. Well, not only his lawyer, but the backup, or the deputy attorney general for the United States of America, which was Donald Trump's lawyer at one time. So I think we're talking about the same person.
Mm-hmm.
He is now the deputy attorney general, and he went to the prison in Florida where Ghislaine Maxwell is being held, and they had a conversation. And what I'm hearing is that Donald Trump is now considering a pardon, or at least commuting her sentence. I mean, if that doesn't smell like a cover up, like,
Yeah, dude.
that's the only outcome you can come up with. That's literally, that is the only thing that you can look at. You hear that, and the only thing you can hear is he's going to offer her a pardon because he doesn't want her talking to anybody about the fact that she participated in acts against minors with Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Like, he
Yeah,
doesn't want that out.
And here's the thing too: Pam Bondi told Trump in May that his name was all through the Epstein files.
Yeah.
There still is no hint of a list outside of Pam Bondi saying, like she had been, every MAGA person had been saying there's a list, that she had it on her desk. It's just the files that they're not releasing because his name is in it, and that he said he would go with the suggestion of the counsel, basically, Pam Bondi, whatever they suggested that he do, which I don't think is accurate at all. I'm sure when she said your name's all in this, he's like, well, fucking bury it.
Yeah. I think we're
Ridiculous.
still giving Trump a lot of credit. I think we're applying this level of intelligence that I still do not think exists with Donald Trump. I don't think. I think he is the puppet. I do not think he is the puppet master. I
Who's
think
the
that
puppet master?
I think it's the Republicans that or the MAGA wing of the Republican Party. The what is it? The Heritage Foundation. I think it's the people that are mostly involved with the Heritage Foundation, the Project 2025 authors. I think that these are the people that are pulling the strings, and Donald Trump is just the idiot's tool. That's not the right.
I think that's a lot of credit for a party full of dumbasses that in no way have shown any kind of spine or ingenuity to engineer some sort of elaborate scheme. I think we're in the dumbest timeline, and now it's rot. And somehow the Epstein not getting what they wanted has woken up some thinking part of the brain. It kind of reminds me of Trailer Park Boys. What's happening to my head? I just hear all these, no. I think that's thinking, Randy. Like you're afraid. I think that's called thinking. And so now they're all pissed. Pardon Maxwell. You're gonna have January 6th part 2. I would assume that's gonna have the conspiracy loons just go off if that happens.
I'll just do you so who would be at the core of this January 6th part 2? Would it be the MAGA wing that really that are so desperate for bad press about?
It'll be Kash Patel's crossed eyes and that bald-headed guy that worked for him.
Why don't they AI or Photoshop those pictures of Kash Patel? Like
it looks awful.
That is the craziest thing to me. Like like we know what he looks like, we get it, but like when you put the photographs of him in federal buildings that I don't even know that I can do it.
They look like directly in. It seems like
sometimes, but then like sometimes he's looking at you with this one, and this one's way off over here.
And I don't want to attack the man's appearance, but his how he presents himself, he deserves it. But
he is I'll attack my appearance, I'll attack his appearance. He is an Indian leprechaun is what he is.
He's a little sweaty too.
He was on an interview with somebody, and it was on stage, and they had the nerve to put him in a high chair. And so his little feet are just dangling off they didn't even reach the bottom rung on there. His little feet are just doing this. I don't know. You said it. We live. I told Jess, a friend of the show, Jess Childs, that we're living in bizarro world. Like we are living in bizarro world.
That's the best word. This is fucking bizarre, and I can't wait for it to go away. And then I'm reminded that we have 3+ more years of this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless he dies, because that's something that could be happening.
Well, so okay, and that is so I see news where JD Vance went to Montana to sit down with Rupert Murdoch in what was basically a secret meeting. Rupert Murdoch, of course, is the owner of Fox News. He owns the Washington Post, or is it the Washington Journal? I think it's the Journal.
It's the Journal because the Post is owned by
Bezos. So JD Vance goes to Montana and sits down with Rupert Murdoch, and no one knows what this conversation was about. It lasted maybe 25-30 minutes before Vance was back on a plane and headed to wherever the fuck he's vacationing today. It infuriates me that we have a president and a vice president that are constantly on vacation. We literally have a president who's not on vacation right now. He's going to be meeting with the leaders of the EU, whatever.
Yeah.
But
apropos of that, him landing in Scotland saying, you got to get rid of your windmills. You're killing your birds.
They're messing with the whales.
I was like, he's back on the fucking windmills. Go continue, Barrett. Sorry.
Well, but he is, like you said, he's in Scotland, and but the Scotland trip just happens to coincide with his opening of a new of the opening of a new golf resort in Scotland. So the first question is, for a country that absolutely hates Donald Trump, why do they keep opening these golf resorts in Scotland for him? Like, why do they keep
Money
allowing
talks.
him? Yeah, and that's disappointing. Like, he got off the plane to protests. In Scotland, they're planning somewhere between 15 and 20 different very large scale protests of Donald Trump being there.
Barrett, is
The
there any amount of money that could be offered to you by the Trump campaign for you to turn heel and fully support Donald Trump?
Yeah, I'm
You
just
think
gonna be
there is?
honest. Yeah, of course. I'll get on here and say whatever. How buy me, test me. Let's see.
Oh,
Honestly,
$1 million.
$1 million is a little light. $1 million is a little light, and I only say that because uh,
No taxes. It's $1 million.
it's well, okay. How does that work? Because there's always taxes.
No, I'm talking about like, so they're giving you enough that the taxable amount is taken out. You were left
Okay,
with $1
okay.
million.
So I'm given 1.3 million or something like that.
Let's call it
1.4
that.
million. No, that's still a little light. And the reason that I say that is because I know, even with my job, that over the course of however many years it takes, I could eventually achieve earning $1 million. So $1 million
Right.
is light. Go higher.
All right. Let's go. Let's say 5.
$5 million.
5.8 to take care
You're
of
gonna have
all
to
the
say
tax.
6.2.
Okay, let's go 6.2.
Okay, 6.2. Nope, I feel like that's still a lot. I know I won't earn $5 million over the course of the next 20 years or whatever.
All right,
Uh,
final number, $8.8 million.
yeah, okay, yeah. For how? Okay, and I know I'm nitpicking, but
Well,
is
until there's
there?
no point in supporting him.
Oh, so for like 3 years? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, until he's dead. So
Okay.
like
See that?
3 years?
I'm convinced. I'm convinced that makes it easier. I don't think he's going to live out this term. I know people
Okay.
think I'm nuts. I know people think that I'm probably just talking out of my ass. I do not
I hope
believe.
I hope you've never been more right about anything in your life.
I just you now have confirmation that he has some sort of like a blood deficiency, a vein deficiency. Okay,
Oh, I think he's in heart failure.
exactly. Not only is he in heart failure, but we've talked about it before. I think that he is in almost a full, like he is on the verge of crossing that line into dementia where he just does not, he doesn't know where we there was the Mayo Clinic has a like a list of 5 different things to check box. Charlemagne the God went on the Daily Show this week and actually did it. It's like memory loss, aggravation, some of the other things he went through, but like we have video evidence of every single one of those check boxes for Donald Trump. And I believe that we are so close to crossing over that line into him being in a documented, diagnosed, dementiated state. And for a lot of people where he's at, and I know you know because your father went through dementia. I've had
Hmm.
family members that have gone through dementia. I've seen older friends that I worked through go through dementia, and there is an obvious line where you kind of recognize, you see that they're still cognitively there, but they're constantly struggling with it. Honestly, that's where I think we are with Donald Trump. He is at that point where he's at the line where it's just struggle, because he thinks that his uncle had Ted Kaczynski as his
Yeah.
one of his
Yeah.
students,
No.
when his uncle passed away 10 years before Ted Kaczynski was named as the Unabomber.
Well, and Ted
Uh,
Kaczynski didn't go to fucking MIT.
he didn't. He went to Harvard.
Yeah, where did he pull this conversation from?
He just makes them up, but I, he makes them up in a way that a dementia patient kind of
Yeah.
pieces together little facts, and it becomes a story. Because if you were to ask Donald Trump today to tell that exact same story without giving him any of that information, it's going to come out a different way.
Yeah.
He
And not to
was,
mention him arguing with Jerome Powell.
that was what I was going to bring up.
Yeah,
Like,
and then it's 3.1, and that was Tim Scott with him, right?
it was Tim Scott. So
That ass kissing bitch.
Tim Scott never sounded more idiotic than in that moment. I mean, you've got Donald Trump walking through with Jerome Powell, two guys that themselves don't belong, walking through a construction area.
No.
Jerome Powell is 60 something, 70 years old. He should be sitting behind a desk doing what he does and does well. Now, Jerome Powell was, the Senate confirmed him back in like 2019. So
Mhm.
Jerome Powell was confirmed as a nominee by Donald Trump to the Fed chair. He then has done, I think, a really good job. We came out of COVID and the potential was we could have gone into complete full-on recession, but because the Federal Reserve handled the interest rate, they allowed for the interest rates to stay higher because it allowed for us to have a softer economic landing than we would have had if the Fed had just come in and dropped rates to like 3.5%. Like it would have initiated a bad situation with the economy. We would have gone into recession. We would have had companies closing, and all after COVID. Like this would have happened like 2021, 2020 to 2024, and probably would have put us into a depression. But because of the leadership of Jerome Powell, who Donald Trump nominated, and then the Senate confirmed, that experience sort of gave us a softer landing. And then we had a really good economy going through the second half of Biden's term. So fast forward to this week, Donald Trump, who has been basically, he's not bartering. I mean, he's not, I guess
He
he is
wants
kind of
Jerome
bartering.
Powell to lower the interest rates, and Jerome Powell says no, and Trump can't fire him.
Right.
So that pisses Trump off.
Well, he can't fire him without cause. Now,
Right.
he was trying to find cause by saying that the Fed was spending $3.1 billion on renovations to a building that was built in the early 1900s. Like this building
Yeah.
had asbestos in it because it was used as insulation. It had water that would literally run down the walls when it would rain. The basement would flood. I think that it wasn't just that it would flood because like it was raining, but I think that it would flood when the tide came in. So like this was an old building. It was in desperate need of renovations.
But what the buildings that they were in is one that's being built.
Yes, correct.
And so he said had a budget of what, 2.7 billion.
Correct.
And then Trump goes, it's supposed to go up to 3.1 billion now. And then Tim Scott's over there like mouth breathing and just like, I heard 3.1 billion too. Powell's not having any of it. Trump pulls out a paper. Powell looks at it for what, 2 seconds?
Yeah.
He goes, you're counting the renovations that were done 5 years ago. No.
Yeah.
This is no. And then Trump's left there going like, well.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful to see him just get shut the fuck down.
And I love the fact that Jerome Powell is the type of person that will push back to Trump's face. Like, yeah. I absolutely appreciate that Jerome Powell is willing to push back in front of cameras to Trump's face. And you can tell that just kind of breaks Trump. Like he can come in there, and he still tried to do his dementia act where he would try and make something up. But man, one of the weakest moments I've ever seen of Tim Scott's career was this week. Dude, when he basically just there was no reason for him to even talk. Like I think at one point he turned to Tim Scott and said, we're checking out, that the committee is following up on some of the money being spent or whatever. And all Tim Scott would have just had to do is just cross his arms and go, yep, that's what we're doing. That's it. That's all he had to say. But no, Tim Scott did what Tim Scott does, and he stuck his nasty, ugly feet into his mouth and blurted out a sentence that one made almost no sense in respect to what they were talking about, and two, just made him look like he's the token ass kisser that Donald Trump wants. Like,
yeah,
and so
he's
Tim Scott
absolutely
did
Trump's
that.
token black guy too.
Oh yeah, well that's because Trump killed the last one. Like he literally had him. He had an old it was the TV host and the guy. It was his NIH or whatever. It was his secretary. No, I take that back. I think it was just his because that guy's still alive. Who was the brain surgeon that or the surgeon that
Oh, you're talking about the pyramid stored grain.
yeah, but the only claim to fame that he has is that he separated two conjoined twins. And that was it. Like
it starts with a C.
Yeah.
I'm glad I can't remember his name because that was a massive idiot. To be a brain surgeon and be so dumb.
I'm glad I can't remember either of their names. But anyway, but the last one that he
would have
Ben Carson. Dan in the comments with Ben Carson. Thank you, Dan. Ben Carson, is Ben Carson the one that died?
I don't
Somebody
think
in the
died.
comments answer that. But
Let's
Ben Carson,
Google...
yeah. I think Ben Carson's still alive. I think
he is.
I can't remember. I don't know.
I think he's out there trying to prove the pyramids held grain or something.
Well, I know I said we'd only do this for a few minutes for a little while, but I wanted to say this week has been a difficult one in respect to some of the celebrities we've lost. Hulk Hogan, which, while I do disagree with his politics, I don't like some of the personality
or the racism.
Yeah, the racism and the fact that he and Bubba the Love Sponge had this deal to video Hulk Hogan having
sex with Bubba the Love Sponge wife.
Yeah, with his wife, and then they sold it to Vivid or something like that, or Vivid bought it, and then Hulk Hogan made more money off of the selling. Herman Cain was the one that passed away.
Herman Cain,
but he was
I'm dicking down your wife, brother.
Yeah. So Hulk Hogan, out of I am not a wrestling fan, but I will say this because I say it every time. Wrestling is a legitimate sport to me. I know it's for entertainment. I know that it's that there's a storyline to it, but I have absolute respect for the people that do it because
gymnastic soap operas.
Yeah, the athleticism that has to go into choreographing that without getting hurt so badly that you can't do it. Literally, the if it's Monday night Raw, it's Thursday night whatever, and then it's Saturday night whatever. Like 2 and 3 times a week, these people would be putting their bodies on the line. So I absolutely have mad respect for that, and I think that the loss of Hulk Hogan is. I think that it's sad, and I certainly feel for the people that have the emotions that they're having.
When I was a kid, I liked wrestling a lot. I was a big fan of the NWO with Hulk Hogan at the front of that, and that was really awesome. When you start learning who the hell Hulk Hogan was, really, you're like, oh,
yeah, it's problematic.
Yeah,
it's problematic.
Me and a buddy were talking about this. How the hell did Hulk Hogan die, but Ric Flair's still kicking?
Dude, so I've told you my Ric Flair story, right? So Ric Flair lives in Charlotte.
Yeah.
But he would there for a little while, probably 10, 15 years ago, he would come down to Lake Murray. He would go out on Lake Murray fairly often. And we would see Lake Murray. And thank you, Bill. Yeah, Ben Carson is alive. Herman Cain is the one who died of COVID. Shouldn't have been invited to whatever event it was, but yeah, so Ric Flair would come down to Lake Murray, and we would be sitting at like the Rusty Anchor, or we'd be sitting at the Lake Murray Marina, and just having food before we went out on the lake. And Ric Flair comes walking down the road, down the path, carrying a cooler, not a big cooler, not a heavy cooler.
Was he going woo?
So that was that was essentially what happened. Was Ric Flair's walking past, and and I'm the one facing out, so I see him. I go, "Yo, Ric Flair!" He goes, "Woo!" And it looked like he was whatever it was, he was the cooler he was carrying. Like it looked like it was heavy. So I thought I was being funny by saying, "Hey, Ric Flair, you need help with that cooler?" And he was like, "Sure." I was like, "Fuck, well, now I'm on the now I'm on the job. I got to go help with this cooler." I go pick it up. Not a heavy cooler, but of
You
course
drank them all.
he was probably what, 60 years, 67, 60. I don't know how old he is now, but he was aged, and I was happy to help one of America's gems with with carrying the cooler.
He's 76 now. I just wonder, he looks 80, and that's, dude, the amount this man drinks.
It's a hard life.
His
It's a hard
liver has,
life.
like, that can't function. Like, the only stories you ever hear from other wrestlers is like Ric Flair just gets hammered every single day, like hammered to this day, hammered.
Speaking of celebrities that get hammered, they really play. Have you watched the Happy Gilmore 2 yet?
No, I forgot that did just come out
Yeah,
yesterday.
very entertaining, very funny. Enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. But they played really hard into John Daly's drinking, enough that they had John Daly living in Happy Gilmore's apartment or basement or garage or
Yeah.
whatever. So he's
John
even like
Daly and Ric Flair, yeah.
he's even drinking alcohol out of one of the little spritzers, the hand sanitizer spritzers. It's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Another
Speaking of other celebrities we
Yeah.
lost, Ozzy.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. God,
That's
that one's.
that's an icon right there, dude.
I think he knew. I think he knew his time was coming. I
Oh,
think
for
that.
sure.
I think that he knew that the end was here, because he did. It was just a couple weeks ago. He did a concert where he sang "Mama, I'm Coming Home," and it was an extremely difficult. It wasn't easy to listen to. It was hard
He
to
had Jack
listen to.
Black beside him.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
And it was, but the way he sang it, with the emotion that he sang it with, it felt like he knew the end was here. So I grew up listening to Black Sabbath. Like,
Hmm.
I am not always the biggest like heavy metal fan, but that 70s 80s metal music ballad still gets me. Like,
I chuckle, and like, it was metal for its time, but
Yeah.
like when people nowadays call it metal, I'm like, that's not what metal has turned into.
no.
I like hard rock, but like Black Sabbath, Ozzy, and even growing up in the early 2000s too, having the Osbourne show on all the time.
Yeah.
Like, Ozzy was a genuinely, like, I think that dude was like a puppy in his head. Like, he wanted to have fun, was there to make people laugh. He still was the Prince of Darkness. That was his persona. But like, every album cover that you see from him outside of Changes, I think, he looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then you got that from, outside of yelling at cats and dogs for peeing on the floor, from the Osbournes. He's like one of the most hilarious dudes.
And from everything that, like, I know he had his issues. I know the
For
drug
sure.
abuse and the alcoholism and
Attempted murder.
yeah, the cheating and everything that went on with that rock star lifestyle. Outside of that, what I get from like interviews and people that talk about him, and I know we're gonna have a memorial service, and I'm hoping that it'll be at least available somewhere to be able to watch it. Um but like the stories people tell, like Jack Osborne talking about his father and the people that would come over and visit. And granted, they were all celebrities, but he would talk about how, just out of all of them, Ozzy, he Jack became the person he is because of the example that Ozzy set with people: charitable, kind, giving. Like, would if they were in London and they were going to a restaurant and they passed someone that was begging for money, if Ozzy didn't have any cash to give them, he would literally just go to an ATM and pull cash out and bring it to them. Like there were stories of it happening multiple occasions. I think the world is a lesser place without Ozzy Osbourne in it. So
For sure.
um the
They
other
had when American Idol was out and they had Ozzy like audition, and he's singing something, and he's like, hey, right when he's done, he's like, ha, 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 singing it, and he's like, oh, I fucked up, and then and then they got like Simon's like, what made you think you could even come here and do this? He's like, fuck you, and he pull his pants down and shove him his ass. It was fantastic. Like, you gotta miss like shenanigans like that. It's
yeah.
so funny.
Who else we lost Malcolm and Jamal Warner this week.
Freak swimming accident.
So there have been more details that have come out about that after what happened after the fact. The details of it are that his 8-year-old son and he were swimming, and not exactly certain the scenario, but that there was apparently the situation is that Malcolm Jamal Warner was saving his son, and I don't know if it was a riptide situation or what, but he did successfully save his son, and Malcolm Jamal Warner wound up drowning, likely from exhaustion from trying to fight the riptide. Is what it's sounding like. Again, that hadn't been completely released. Yeah, 8-year-old daughter. Sorry, he was saving his 8-year-old daughter. So thank you, Beverly and Cynthia in the comments. So it was it's devastating. We had I want to say it was either a Navy, it was either a retired military here in South Carolina who also just recently lost his life saving a child in a riptide here off the coast of South Carolina. This is one of those things I don't know how to prevent. Like it's obviously it's preventable, but I don't understand why we keep having these stories where it happens, because like I know a riptide is, even the widest riptide is probably only going to be 30, 40, 50 yards wide, and
that's pretty big.
It is. It's huge. I mean, you're talking about potentially half of a football field.
I don't worry about riptides because Zach doesn't go that far in the ocean because I am scared of sharks.
It is shark. It was Shark Week this past week too. I actually tried watching the Expedition Unknown or Expedition Files that guy does, and it's all about shark. It's all about like 3 historic shark attacks that basically set the tone for what became Jaws and things like that. But that
scariest way to die.
I'm not a fan of sharks, but I don't go in the ocean. I avoid trying to go in the ocean almost at all because I think the ocean's disgusting. But yeah, so Malcolm Jamal Warner, who we lost this week, is I think when I think of Malcolm Jamal Warner, I think absolutely nothing but very good things. Like I think his character on the Cosby Show was relatable. I think that he was,
because y'all were like the same age.
He's a little older than me. But in truth, he's not
like,
that much older than me.
Like I was like, you probably just watched the Cosby Show. And you're like,
I watched the Cosby Show new. Like, I knew it was.
I did too. At the end of it.
Yeah.
Like Theo's grown up. It's like a mustache.
He's off in college. But but he was genuinely a good guy. You would see him show up in after the Cosby Show, I think he did a different world, I think, or no, I think he did maybe a little bit of the spinoffs, but he wasn't a main character in a lot of things. I think he did have a couple shows. I think he was in a TV
show too, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I also think that like he was an actor that would show up in some programs because the show it was good for him, it was good for the show.
He was in The Resident, which
The Resident was good.
Yeah.
He was fantastic in The Resident.
He was in Suits.
Yeah, Suit. Yeah, he was in Suits. Reno. He was in what? Did you say Reno 9? Oh, 911. Okay. So he still had a very active career. Malcolm and Eddie, fantastic. Malcolm Jamal Warner is one of those ones again.
You watch him on TV, he comes up, you're like, oh shit, Theo.
Yeah.
This is better for it. Yeah.
Yeah. You recognize that program and you're like, that's awesome. I love it's
Sucks.
so it's another celebrity we lost. And I'm not sure if Howard Stern's on vacation this week, but I blame Howard Stern if he is. Because when Howard Stern goes on vacation, like 100%, there's going to be a celebrity we lose. And this
Wonder
week,
who's gonna die this week, Robin. Yeah.
well, that was what I was going to say, is that I saw an article this week saying that Phil Collins was apparently hospitalized, or I think somebody sent me an article about Phil Collins being either put into some sort of care. So that's my fear. And I love Phil Collins, but I will still say this: Phil Collins is really, the fact that he is a talented drummer and a talented voice singer, good for him, because he is one of the ugliest people I have ever seen in my entire life. There is, and I say that loving Phil Collins and Genesis, you know, that
his daughter is that Emily in Paris girl.
Oh, is she? I didn't know that. I got a quick message on
go put a shirt on.
I got a quick message on YouTube.
Okay, go. No, go.
The old prospector says, I remember seeing Malcolm in The Resident for the first time, and my wife and I were both like, wait, where do we know that guy from?
Yeah.
So
that's what you definitely do. You're like, oh,
yeah. Well, whatever Phil Collins has going on, I hope that that everything is going to be okay, because Phil Collins is a legend as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah, Genesis is good.
Yeah. Well, I figure I've taken as much of the time of your day that you're going to let me.
Yeah, I got to get out of here. I got babies to feed.
I know.
And let me say this for anyone listening. Grindhouse Skate Co. is grand opening today.
Yeah. That's exciting. So real quick, what are the details on that? I know you sent them to me, or you put them in the All About Nothing Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's a grand opening. It's on Broad River Road. I'm sorry, no, it's on St. Andrews, right? Or is it Broad River?
Yeah, I think it's that corner with the Sunoco. So if you know where the Bilo used to be in Irmo, it's in that
where the Food Line is now.
Yeah, I got the details. Hold 2 secs. Here it is. So it's 7949 Broad River Road in Irmo, South Carolina. So what they're doing is they're doing back to school fundraisers. They have like a bunch of backpacks to give away with school supplies in them. All kinds of stuff. Got to come out and see it. I had the pleasure, because the guy who owns it, along with his partner Jeremy, it's my neighbor Wyatt, and I got the pleasure of going over there and seeing what he's done to it, from old liquor store to just completely redone.
Very cool.
It's awesome. It is awesome. And like I said, these are local skaters who want to help local skaters and not judge any level of skating. So
my cousin messaged me. He wants me to know that he is old prospector, my cousin Pat. So appreciate my cousin jumping on and hanging out. Also, thanks to Bill Kimler for joining, because it's always a pleasure talking to Bill Kimler. I'm going to see him next weekend. Hipster Bill. I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna change my update on this, because you can follow Hipster Bill at politicalbillsc.
Bill likes all bands that no one's heard of.
All right. Well, Zach, again, go check out what is the name of the skate shop?
Grindhouse Skate Co. 7949 Broad River Road.
Grindhouse 1 p.m. Skate today. Co. 1 p.m. till.
It has no till, so stay as long as you want.
Set up shop. Homesteaders welcome.
Do not skate outside the shop.
Oh, not in Irmo. Yeah. So let's see. So
and here's the thing, though. We will gladly show you. I'll be out there. We'll gladly show you how almost literal stone throws away is a brand new Friars Gate skate park, where you can go test out your new stuff. So
Very cool. All right. Well, also the Big Plant the Big Plant Expo is going on today and tomorrow down at the State Fairgrounds. You can get tickets. You can show up, buy tickets at the door, and do that here, Columbia, South Carolina.
Well,
So,
and I'll be remiss if we don't mention this. So we'll be at the South Carolina Comic-Con.
yeah.
I don't know if I'll be there both days, but at least one full day I will be there.
Well, we will. We are going to have recording episodes with Caitlin Robruck this week. That episode will come out 2 weeks, the week before the Caitlin Robruck interview, who is the voice of Minnie Mouse. That episode will come out the week before Comic-Con, or a full week before Comic-Con, and then we'll have Donald Brock, the coordinator of the Soda City Comic-Con. He will be on the week of the Comic-Con. So we'll record with him 2 weeks, and then his episode will come out in 2 weeks. So very excited. Zach's
hilarious new guest.
Oh,
Randy Quaid.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to the guests that they're going to announce as well. But Randy Quaid, so
Uncle Eddie?
Yeah, cousin Eddie. Cousin
Eddie, sorry.
Because
Eddie.
I have a cousin Eddie. So and my cousin Eddie is definitely one of those people that absolutely you could probably get to dress up in a robe outside of his RV, dumping sewage into the drainage and telling and saying that saying that the shitter was full. So all right. Well, Zach, I appreciate you getting up on Saturday morning. I know you got stuff to do, so I'm going to let you go. But just going to wrap it up today. Thanks for joining us and tuning in. Don't forget, you can follow me at Barrett Gruber. You can follow Zach at Garnet King 07. You can catch us on the All About Nothing podcast. The episodes come out every single Monday, and we've got new episodes coming up that you're definitely going to want to check out. Until next time, you all stay safe, be kind, and
keep your hands to yourself.
Also, and may every day just be another wonderful secret.
And hands and other appendages.
Yeah, yourself. Please. Yeah, everything.
All right. I'll catch you later.
All right, buddy. Be good.